Psych. Thought that was going to replay. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of She Loves Thee SWAC Saturday. This is supposed to be a season 3 premiere. We're going to see how it goes. I might change it and make next Saturday a season 3 premiere. Good evening, Quay. She had her boots on the ground yesterday at the Country Experience. How many of you guys went to the merge tonight? How many? Comment in the chat. Listen, I feel like for this year, it's going to be belt to ass, just in band and in football. It's just gonna, we're gonna win in golf, in volleyball. We should actually get the Commissioner's Cup this year. That's how I feel. That's what I feel like. Okay, come over here and get your stuff out. Over here looking like a sad puppy dog. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Belt to Ass Tour 2025 Belt to Ass. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Tiger Nation. Hi, Major P. Hi, everybody.
Do you want to tell them about your first week of school? Go ahead and talk.
Well, on my first day of school, we made some bracelets. That's our second day of school, second grade. And hold on, this is mine. We all got to do different patterns.
Hey, Jerome. I'm hoping you can come on tonight to give us some insight, some band insight, because all I know is it looked like we finna whoop ass for a very long time. That's what I know. But I need I don't know what the words that they use in band, intonation. Like I have no idea about how to break down an HBCU band other than I know y'all getting y'all asses whooped. Oh. I know a band where their brass stays on key that you can display during intro. God saw beginning and knows end. We are not looking to be playing anything ocean of anything related. Okay? The ocean is angry right now. Got Hurricane Aaron coming our way. Leave the ocean a shoal. It says Braxton's first week of school in here in Ridgeland, Mississippi. It's almost midterms. What? When do you guys go back to school? July? All right. How was the Country Day Boy experience? Well, I had the pleasure. I sat and I looked at Quay's Twitter lives all night long. And it looked like a good old time to me. Now, it did rain like right at the beginning of the Fan Fest. It was raining really, really hard. But the rain passed and it clear skies and it just looked like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I probably wouldn't have been able to. I would have had to put my hair in a ponytail because my hair would have been poofy from the rain and then it still being hot outside. I would have, I would have had my 70s fro going. But the music was great. The artists were great. There was a great crowd out there. Coaches were having a good time. The student athletes were signing. Surely that's not why you got up on the podcast to do that. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. I got my boots on the ground. Oh, ooh. James Houston with the pressure. Okay.
What team is he on?
The Dallas Cowboys. That's the only pressure they bought all night. If it's one thing James Houston gonna do on third down, he gonna get to that quarterback. He does it every single time. I can't wait to post that. Can you go find my phone, please?
Yeah.
All right.
It's right there. Wait.
Okay. Let me see. I know Quay got some real good footage of the.
Here you go.
Thank you. All right. It's a lot going on. Yes, I know that's right. They had some food trucks. Everything looks really nice. See, that's my thing. I don't know how to do any of those line dances. Do you know that they actually have classes to teach people how to do line dancing? Yeah, classes that you can take. Hey, Katie. Right, let me have me twisting my ankle. I'm gonna sit that one out. I can do a two-step and a twirl. That's about it. It was so nice, you guys. I love it. Some good music, some good fellowship, just a good old time with some good food. Am I coming to the first home game? You talking about Hampton? No, I just left Missouri for 2 weeks, and then before that, I went to SWAC Media Day. That Hampton game looking kind of no. Yeah, I think the games that I will be going to is Vegas, Celebration Bowl. Vegas and Celebration Bowl are the only two games that I can commit to at this point in time. Thank you, Miss Katie. What we sipping on? Oh, I mean, what are we sipping on? I don't have nothing to sip on. I don't have anything to sip on. Y'all, we're going to talk about the band tonight. Oh my gosh. Like, everybody, favor ain't fair, and everybody isn't blessed to be able to have that many young men and women in a band. No, Whitley, we're not out of lemonade. We went to the farmers market today and they had freshly squeezed lemonade. I took a little nap after the Cleveland Browns. I was watching a little bit of the Raiders, but I took a little nap, and my son went into the refrigerator and he drank my lemonade and his lemonade.
Hello.
How do we do that? Hey, how you
Can you hear
doing?
me? Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. How are you?
Tired,
You tired?
exhausted.
Well, I'm glad you're here because we got questions. We got questions to ask about the band. You usually be sitting in the cut quiet, but you're gonna have to you have to put on your big boy britches and let us break it down for us. We want to know everything about the band. Um, oh yes.
What you trying to
Uh,
you trying to say I missed the Ford?
you gonna be Mr.
You trying
Ford
to
of
say I
the
missed the
of the
Ford sitting
of
off
the
in the stretch?
band. You're gonna be the Mr. Ford of bands tonight. So
Oh, what questions do I have?
yes. Hey Jerome.
Hey, do y'all love? Happy Saturday.
Happy
Oh, what's up,
Saturday.
Jerome?
What's going on, Jay? Hey, thank you for all your help today, Jay. I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, you welcome. Lord, I
Um,
am exhausted.
so I guess we
I
can
am.
just go ahead and take a detour right now because I need to know about the merge. What did you guys think about the merge, the breakdowns of the various instruments? Like, what did you guys think? Well, first of all, I'll say this: the line was wrapped around the building early.
Hey, yeah,
Oh yeah. That,
that
oh,
was a
that's
great
all.
crowd.
I'm gonna show a picture of it because this is not just it is the merge, but it also speaks to the support that the
Right,
band has from the community, from the students, from the parents, um, because the band is also a whole culture in and of itself. And so this is just a picture of the entrance of course, um, the drum majors.
That's Mr. I forgot what his name is. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. But the one
Okay.
in the back, his name is Jared, and of course we all know Ariel, the female.
Mm-hmm. Y'all see that crowd back there? It is packed.
His name is on the tip of my tongue. I know it. I know I do.
somebody said we
I'm
have
gonna.
more fans at the merge than some people have at their games.
Lord
Oh,
Jesus. Well,
War
well.
and Thunder. They didn't come to play. These are
And there
the
goes the
fans.
crowd, or one
Yeah.
part of the crowd.
Ooh,
There go my section right there, Tower Power.
Tower Power.
Yep.
Boo.
How many
Go
students
on with
or
that,
what's
sir.
the total? How many pieces y'all got? Did they give us a final count of how many pieces?
Ooh. I don't know if they gave a final count, but according to my guesstimation, it should be around 350, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you
Oh,
guys
what's up,
imagine?
Brad?
But
Jerome, doesn't that make us like three bands into one?
Absolutely. Definitely one of the bigger bands in the SWAC, in the HBCU space this season. But you know what's pretty cool? It seems like almost every HBCU band has seen some growth this year. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is attributed to. I know when I was an undergrad, well, high school, we all saw some growth from kind of residual drumline. So when drumline came out in '02, it kind of birthed a whole culture of kids that wanted to join high school band. And then in 2006, it's like everybody's HBCU band had gotten bigger. So
Mhm.
really good to see these numbers coming back up this season.
Do you think it has to do with just the revitalization, the band competition that they have in Atlanta, the amount of uh, different appearances that the Boom and other bands have made over the past couple of years? I know band culture's always been there, but just the international appreciation for HBCU bands.
Oh yeah, I can speak for the Boom. First of all, tip our hats to the Boom social media team. They are just definitely top tier, being very consistent with marketing. In addition to the Boom performing in the Rose Parade, of course the Celebration Bowl and the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, and but as far as the overall HBCU band landscape, I guess we would have to go back 4 years ago, which would have been what 2021. So I guess we were just coming out of COVID, and maybe a lot of kids decided, hey, let me join my high school band. And I think a lot of HBCUs are kind of enjoying the benefits, or I guess the residual from that COVID era. But yeah, man.
One thing that I like is the diversity. And they also like have young men and women who went to the summer camps for the like the high schoolers. They'll go to band camp, right? And then they'll be on the Boom's radar. There was a young man, he said he was talking about band camp last year. He was like, and this is going to prepare me for next year when I join the Sonic Boom of the South. And sure enough, that young man was a part of that merge today.
Isn't that amazing? Kind of full circle. And I think that young man you're referring to, he was in that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say he was the young brother from Compton, right? The young guy from Compton.
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, he was a student from Cali when they went to the Rose Bowl. Yeah, from when the Boom did the Rose Parade.
So I'm gonna share this piece. Of course, this is after the merge. It's just powerful, and I know for a lot of alums that it brings back so many core memories for us to see the band going through campus and stuff like that. It just brings back so many core memories. Even after not being on campus for so long, it brings back those memories.
There we go. He got young man. All right, good. He good. Bag up, bag up.
I don't even have my. Amazing! It was literally just a weekend of just nothing but culture. That's all I can explain it. It's like just everything about Mississippi culture, everything about HBCU culture. I loved it. I love it. And here is quickly a video of the coaches that during the, of course, the Country Boy experience.
Well, look at these coaches. Look at these coaches. Man, you gotta get on the coach in the morning. We're gonna kick him in the ass and send them back. Yeah. Look at them. Well, y'all gotta get up in the morning. What y'all doing? I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Got a feeling somebody trying to take you stuff. Boy, I'm the realest nigga.
Yay. So that I just love it. A weekend of nothing but HBCU culture. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you doing?
We're
Can
just
you hear me?
celebrating the merge.
Yeah,
Mr. Ford, we're
I
celebrating
see. And you talking about culture. I'm enjoying some Charlotte culture right now.
Mr. Ford.
You in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm in
You in Charlotte.
Charlotte. I have to tell you a story on it. I'm in Charlotte. I have to ask my sister what part of Charlotte am I in. But I have an uncle that lives here in Charlotte, and so he called me up and he said, I need you to come up here because some of my relatives are coming from Connecticut, and my grandmother and their granddad were sisters and brothers. But my grandmother was born 1908. My uncle Shafter was born 1912. He fled the South and left the South and went to Connecticut, to Bridgeport, Connecticut. And so he passed away when I was 9. So some of his children and grandchildren, some of them have relocated to Charlotte. Some have relocated to South Carolina. They all met at my uncle's house today. So one of the children, I actually knew her, but I met a lot of grandchildren. One was, she was a Hamptonian. The other one was, a couple of them were Johnson C. Smith people. One was a Norfolk person. And one was a Virginia State person. So even though they were in the North, they did come South for their higher education.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
So
deal.
they live now. One part of 2 or 3 of the families, they're in a place called Newberry, South Carolina. Is that right?
Yeah. One of my JSU kids is from Newberry. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's where a part of the family. Now the majority of them are here. They're here in Charlotte.
Okay.
They've all fled the North and come South.
You know, we're seeing more of that, Mr. Ford. A lot of our folks are coming back home, back down south.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, when the country was originally formed, the majority of the black people were in the South. Okay, and then at the beginning of the 1900s, remember we had the Great Migration. The majority of the blacks left the South and went north. First of all, the Klan ran us out the South. Second of all, we could get the factory jobs, which paid more than working and being a sharecropper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jerome, you see how Mr. Ford be sneaking up in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Right. And don't be telling nobody.
Charlotte. I love Charlotte. But let me ask y'all this. What was going on in Gastonia today? Traffic just stopped out there. Was something happening in Gastonia?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I was wondering. So why is the traffic stopping? The traffic basically stopped in Gastonia. I was originally thinking maybe it was an accident, but I never did see the emergency people.
When you coming up 85?
85. Yeah, I come straight shot from Atlanta, 85.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that, because I didn't see any traffic incidents as well.
Yeah, I was just wondering what had happened. And once again, let's say it again, South Carolina with that cheap gas. I said, I'm getting me some of this gas. I got me some of that cheap South Carolina gas. I fill my car up for almost half of what I fill it up for in Atlanta.
I know that's right. So, Mr. Ford, what you think about the boom? Did you get any chance
Oh,
to see the
the
clips?
fool is always on. Listen, let me tell you this. We went through a period. I'm trying to think, when was that? It was during the 2000s, I think it was, when the black college bands actually carried the black college football teams. I know it happened at Jackson. I know it happened at FAM. Our teams were not up to par. But let me tell you something. We still were leading the nation in attendance because of the bands. My wife goes to the game for the band, okay? For the band. I mean, she'll watch the game, but the band is what she's there for. If I wasn't there, she'd probably leave after halftime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she goes for the band. And she ain't the only one.
Mm.
Yeah, when she and her friends get together, they ain't talking about Jacoby. They talking about them drum majors at Jackson.
Mr. Ford, you know they got 360 pieces over there at Jackson State today. Merged.
So now y'all the largest black college band now? Or who is it now? It's got to be y'all, right?
Allegedly, they saying it's still FAMU, but we don't know for sure.
Bam, you got over 360. Ooh.
That's what they're saying. They're saying FAMU got back there.
Bam did 250 last year, right?
Yeah, it was about that. But we wouldn't know because they don't travel. But I will say, I heard they're about 400 this year.
For real?
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out next week. I believe they got some type of fan vest next week, and the band's going to be performing. So, but
yeah, I saw. Now it did come across my phone. They did that little high school thing, and it was a lot of kids. But man, so FAM got 400.
That's what they saying.
Mr. Ford, FAMU be exaggerating.
Yeah, that's deep there, baby. That's damn.
I don't think they got 400.
Well, listen, can they send 120 pieces to Howard?
Now look, hey, Mr. Ford, I meant to tell you about that.
Yeah.
Howard's Facebook page, they posted I guess a reel to their stories. It was a maybe like a 15-second clip of their band. They got a little bigger this year.
Okay, how many? What you think? 150?
Maybe a little smaller than 150, but they definitely put on a little bit more size.
You think 120? What I'm saying, 120. They got 120 pieces.
That's what it looked like.
Okay, well that's all right. Because listen, Brother Jerome, I still say now, if we gonna call ourselves SWAC and MEAC,
right,
you're supposed to have at least 125 to 130 pieces now.
Oh yeah.
I'm not counting the girls. I'm not counting them. I'm not counting the drum major. I'm counting instruments. You should have 120 pieces now.
Oh yeah. And I think I don't know if you remember the 90s and the early 2000s. They used to always have the big band.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
Now somebody in the chat said that's why they don't travel. I don't agree with that. I feel like Bethune-Cookman, they've always, not always, but for I'd say the last 25 years, they've been about the same size as FAMU. And they've traveled a lot more. So I think it's just a budget situation. I think FAMU's band doesn't fall under athletics.
Now, let me ask you this, Brother. What's that band director's name at Bethune-Cookman? Because he's underrated and he don't get no credit. What's his name?
Oh, that's Donovan Wells.
Huh?
Donovan Wells.
He one of the best, man. That dude is good, man.
Very consistent.
I'm like you. They don't put the money behind him like they should. But that guy, Donovan Wells, that guy is legendary, man.
He is. Absolutely.
He's legendary.
Yeah, the things he's done to elevate HBCU and as well as high school band culture, because he's produced a lot of high school band directors.
Now, did he have a show? Did he have a show?
I want to say they did.
I think they did too.
Remember, like a reality show?
Yeah,
maybe back
I thought he had a show. Because I remember watching it one night, and what they were showing the girls.
Yeah.
And what happened was the girls that had marched the previous year, they cut them, and it was a mess.
Oh, yeah. What show was that?
I was all upset, man. Yeah, that's why I said I know they had a show. It was like a little reality show.
Yeah, it was similar to Alabama State show.
Yeah, I remember the Alabama State show. Yeah. Oh,
Man,
by
I
the
forget
way,
the name.
hey, is Miss Whitley? Hey, Miss Whitley. Hey, is Dr. Kanisha on here?
I don't think so.
What about Brandy? Is Brandy on here?
Miss
think
Natasha
Brandy
said, "Hey,
is.
Mr. Ford."
Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, guys, I'm enjoying myself in this beautiful city of Charlotte. And every time I come to Charlotte, it looks like it's just growing. Now, the one thing I hope that y'all don't get like we got in Atlanta. I hope y'all don't get the traffic problems because Atlanta is just messed up when it comes to traffic. Okay, we just toe up. So
Brandy is
hopefully,
here, Mr. Ford.
hey, hey, Brandy, how you doing? But listen, I just hope y'all don't inherit them traffic problems we got because our
Well, from
traffic
4
is
to
awful.
7, it's not like from 4 to 7. It just depends if you're trying to get from one end of Charlotte to the other. So you usually just try to be on whatever side of Charlotte that you want to be on. Just be on
Yeah.
that side.
Oh, and let me ask y'all this. Now, from Charlotte to Columbia, South Carolina, how many miles?
Hour and a half.
Yes, an hour and a half.
Oh, that's
Right
good.
down 77.
And the
Yeah.
reason I was asking, because I saw, when I was up 85, the traffic that I was in, like we got to this exit that said Columbia and half of the traffic left and went to Columbia. So I was just wondering how many miles is Columbia from Charlotte? I was just wondering.
Oh yeah, that's about a good hour, 15 hour, 30 minutes.
Okay.
But I will say, the state has done a good job to be proactive with the traffic in Charlotte, with
Okay.
providing the funding to expand 77, 85, 285, 277. So they're definitely keeping up with the growth.
Right. Because I traveled 77 and I did 485 today.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So
on there.
you in North Charlotte, like Huntersville, Harrisburg?
I think I'm I need to ask my sister. I think I'm Huntersville.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Mr.
think I'm
Ford
Mr.
checking
Ford.
in from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm in Charlotte. And I'm enjoying
But Mr.
myself.
Ford,
Huh?
you gotta start letting people know when you go up there, though.
Yeah,
Right.
no, it was last minute deal, and I'm just so glad I came because I met a lot of my family today. That like I told you, one of the sisters I had met her because she would come down to Albany, Georgia, but the other ones I met grandchildren and some of the other kids today that I knew nothing about. And of course, we got to talking about HBCUs, and then
Mr. Ford, the folks in the
Mhm.
chat said you forgot about them. You forgot about Mr.
Hey,
Moore.
Listen, is Mr. Moore coming to Atlanta for this with his beloved Jaguars next Saturday night? Because everybody's ready. I'm gonna be shocked. I got to get my tickets. I'm gonna be shocked if it's not a sellout. So, Mr. Moore, you coming to Georgia State next week for
Are you
Central
going to be
and
there, Mr. Ford?
yeah, I'm gonna try to be there. I
That's
can't miss
actually
that.
one of the weekends. Braxton will be in Charlotte. I don't know. I don't feel like driving all the way to Atlanta though. That's
But it's listen,
Simona,
it's a sweet drive. It's I did what was
right.
3.5 I think today.
Simona, they're both alumni chapters in Charlotte are having a watch party.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
send
then
you
I'll
that.
probably go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to have a joint one so that, well, maybe nobody wants to have a joint party with Jackson State because we Mr. Ford, we whooping ass and dragging folks around the
You
grass.
know I done already I called this year Jackson State and everybody else.
I'm talking
Mr.
about
Ford,
in
if people want to
bed.
meet and greet, Mr. Ford.
Huh?
I said, if people want to meet and greet with you,
Mr. Ford be dodging us, man. Celebration Bowl coming to Charlotte. We be like, where were you at? Oh, I was at the house drinking yak.
I love Charlotte. I love Charlotte. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a beautiful place. This
Well,
is a beautiful place.
let me know if you got some free time, man. If you want to get some coffee or
I
some
was
lunch
gonna get
before you.
listed. I'm getting out of here in the morning. I got
There
to
you
get out of
go.
here.
Always do because you
There you
got
go.
school on Monday.
Yeah, I got to deal with them 12 and 13-year-olds Monday, baby. I got to be ready. So I got to get out here early in the morning. I figure I can hit the road about 8.
well, Mr.
Well,
Ford,
Mr. Ford want to be able to say who's fired and everything without.
And I'm
Well,
gonna say this
Who's the
again. You don't
offensive
listen. You
coordinator?
don't know them. Come on here the other night, and I'm gonna say this again. Listen, Tara, I love Gray. I love Tara Gray, but Tara is not on Trey Oliver's level. I'm gonna say that again. Okay, okay. So y'all listen. You know I got the. I'm a SWAC person, but I'm gonna just tell you now. He ain't on Trey Oliver's level now. I'm sorry, he's not. And I like Terrence now, but he ain't on Trey Oliver's level.
If there's one thing Mr. Ford is gonna do, he's gonna get on the next time that we get on a podcast. He's gonna tell you, I said what I said and
What
what
I
I
said,
said.
that's what I said. He ain't better than Trey Oliver. Now, not yet. He might eclipse him soon, but not now. Mm-mm.
what if he catch him by
Um,
surprise?
Well, that's what the season for. I think we talked. I told you about the situation with the quarterbacks at FAM? Did I tell y'all that? We talked about that, didn't we?
I know
No.
Southern just got a quarterback just a couple
Yep,
days
Southern
ago.
just got a quarterback and a big time defensive tackle. But the other thing is, it's two kids have come into Tallahassee, and they supposed to be the best two quarterbacks down there. You know, they were gonna give the quarterback job to that kid from Central Michigan. What's his name? He was the left-hander, the athlete. What was his name? They done left him in the dust. What's that kid's name that came to FAM from Central Michigan?
All I know is they thought they had somebody from Incarnate Word or from somewhere, and
No,
from
they got a kid now from California named Jet Petty, and they got a kid. He's transferring from Toledo. He's from Atlanta, went to Westlake. Last name is Johnson. They said them the best two kids that FAM got right now. I must say Jefferson. That kid was named Jefferson. He was from Orlando. That's the kid they wanted to make the quarterback, but they done left him in the dust.
So here's the thing about a lot of these football teams and their rosters and who their quarterback is going to be.
Right.
They don't never put them up there. It's like y'all hiding something.
Well, a lot of people do. You know, they don't want to, tell you everything about themselves. Now that's true.
Why?
Yeah, I had one head coach was like that. He didn't he didn't want you to say nothing. He didn't want no bulletin board material. He wanted to surprise people.
Well, speaking of surprises, Timona and Mr. Ford, Jake, did y'all happen to see the commercials that were running on the NFL Network promoting the HBCU Classic?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at the Cardinals and Denver. I'm looking at them. I got TV turned down, but I'm looking at the Cardinals in Denver now. Oh, okay. I'll make sure I'll be looking out for that.
You talk about the Vegas?
It's preseason football on. I'm looking at it on the NFL channel right now.
Those commercials were absolutely. It was during the Raiders game. Well, I saw it during the Raiders game, but basically it said it's more than just, it's a celebration of HBCU football, of history, and the legacy of the bands. It was a very well put together commercial.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was so impressed.
Yeah, I've been looking for the actual
Did y'all
commercial
hear
on
about this
YouTube.
new basketball invitational? Did y'all see that on the it came across my phone this week. It's going to be a basketball HBCU basketball invitational somewhere. Oh, it's going to be at Disney World. Did anybody see that?
No.
Fans in it, Bethune's in it. Did anybody see it?
They be coming up with new invitations every
year.
Yeah,
it came across my phone. It's supposed to be a HBCU basketball invitational at Disney World. Mr. Mom, see if you can pull that up.
Okay. But Jerome, what do you think about the impact of the amount of advertising that they're doing for this Las Vegas Classic?
I think it's going to have a huge impact. I think that they've been so far out of all the classic pages that I follow on social media, they've been the most consistent and engaging with the fans. And I think we're definitely seeing that increase in ticket sales, overall buzz, especially with the HBCU alums out in the West Coast. There's a lot of folks from Seattle to San Diego talking about going to Vegas. So I think we're going to see a really big crowd.
Oh, guys, I got a question for you Jacksonians. Are y'all ready?
What you got?
Here he go being messy because he said,
Yeah,
"Are we
I
ready?"
want to know if Dr. McClellan had you in for a 5-minute presentation and asked you to tell him one or two things that you think could elevate the SWAC, what would you say? Miss Timona, ladies first. You get 5 minutes. If you got
Okay,
5 minutes,
come back to me. I'm the host, Mr. Ford.
okay,
Jerome,
all right. Well,
how you
Jerome,
doing? How
what
you
you got?
doing,
What would
Chuck?
you say to Dr. McClellan? Just one or two things that you think would elevate the profile and the status of the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
That is a really good question. And I'm trying to think beyond football. Here's a novel idea with all the really great band competition, like the one in Jackson that's coming up. It would be really cool if we can maybe mirror what they try to do in Drumline when they had AJ and Free hosting, and it was on actual network. I think that would be cool if that were shown on like ESPNU as like maybe like a kickoff to football season. That could really elevate the SWAC. As far as basketball, speaking of tournaments, I would love to see an actual tournament during Celebration Bowl weekend, preferably in Atlanta or Charlotte. Maybe just more engagement with the fan bases in some capacity, like identifying which metro areas outside of the Deep South have a large contingency of SWAC alums, whether it's Chicago or DC or Atlanta or LA, and be intentional about having events there. And probably lastly, it's more television exposure, regional and national. Yeah.
Chuck, what do you think?
You talking about his, not being on this business side of things. I stand back and see how things go with this. It should, yeah, you were talking about Mr. Ford. You asking about engagement.
Well, I want you to give two ideas to what if here's what I'm saying. If Dr. McClellan called you in and asked you to get a 5-minute presentation, and he wanted two ideas from you that would increase the profile of the SWAC, what would be your two ideas?
Increase the oh boy,
that would take it to another level. Take the Southwestern Athletic Conference to another level. What would be two things you would say to him?
Definitely.
Go ahead, Timon.
Yeah. So I'll let you think for a little bit, but definitely cutting a deal with these Battle of the Bands, and they would come in and film them and have them on SWAC TV. Absolutely huge opportunity for them to be able to highlight the bands. Brandy brings up a good point, which is that they definitely need to do better with non-revenue generating sports. And one way that they can do that is usually using the SWAC TV network, because you're selling it as a unit instead of separating football. You when you sell to the corporations for like ad revenue and stuff, you sell it as a whole unit. And one thing that is important outside of having games is having like shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I'll
having band shows, having shows before some of these games and after, like recaps and stuff like that. So I think that right now we're in such a great space, far above anybody in the FCS in terms of SWAC generating the revenue. Now it's time to take it to another level.
Yeah.
Well, since you were since you brought up the topic about band, I did have one idea, but I don't know if it'll work. But you know how
whatever. That's what I'm saying. Just throw you get one or two ideas that you would throw at the commissioner. What would they be?
Well, you know how the conference does SWAC football media day? I was thinking more of like a SWAC band media day,
Oh yeah.
something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't think that's ever been done before.
Yeah, and you that HBCU world is, they call it the. I hear people make remarks about HBCU, so that they said band schools and all that, but hey, bring the bands, and bands mean a lot as well as athletics, and yeah, I can see it. You look in the HBCU world.
Randy says a SWAC game day.
A SWAC what?
A SWAC game day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's what we see on SC Network. Hey, SWAC can do it too. Hey, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They said Greek shows.
ESPN and yeah,
Oh yeah.
SEC, yeah, SWAC can do it.
I
That
think that's
is part.
important.
Yeah, you're right.
Who are the band schools, Chuck?
Many of them, I know you're gonna say your school, and you all, and these people gonna say Southern and all these. I just know when you get an HBC, the talk will be about the bands, like what Mr. Ford was talking about his wife come to see the band and the football games, and like you go to these schools, what you all call PWI, I call it historically white. You're going to see they coming for the ball games. They're not going for those. For the marching bands, nobody going to watch those. I bet the Alabama game, nobody going to watch $1 Million Band. I was going for the ball game because some of my homeboys played at Alabama and LSU and all these others. And when I went to Tuscaloosa, you're not going for that kind of stuff. But you go to HBCU environment, you went to the game, but people want to see, hey, what the marching band is doing. And even the ones in that environment say, hey, they say, oh, they have some great bands. I want to see the marching band. It show you how rich it is in HBCU world.
Here's another caveat to what he just stated. Not just the bands, but also the tailgating. I think the SWAC has it on lock when it comes to the tailgate culture.
Yeah.
And if the SWAC can maybe do a tailgate tour and just highlight maybe some of the best tailgaters from every school, because our food and our cuisine is very unique.
You can smell it.
So, and even just the overall culture around the tailgating experience, I think that would definitely elevate the SWAC brand, if you will.
You're right, Jerome. Yeah, that it happened. You hit these campuses, you can smell the barbecue and fish frying and all. It hits you right away. you hit the campuses.
Oh yeah,
in the tailgate area. Yes,
because when you think about it, guys, not only have we seen
music playing
barbecue and all of that, but we've seen alligators being roasted. We've seen gumbo. We've seen etouffee and boudin and just the whole nine. So the SWAC cuisine is it's varied, but a lot of people go to these games specifically for the tailgate.
Oh
yeah. So what do you guys think about Cam Newton? Because Cam Newton basically offered to do something similar to that. So what would you think about Cam Newton being at the forefront of exposing HBCU culture?
He needs to line up. Now, Jay gets on my nerve, but now the front of the line is Tiffany and Jay. Now, Jay gets on my nerve sometimes.
Jay and Tiffany are a different sector of HBCU culture in terms of breaking down games. What Cam Newton,
but they can do the culture. They can do the culture. I heard Cam with what he said, but my thing is he need to line up. Because my thing is, before Cam Newton, I would want Charlie Neal.
Yeah, put Cam with Rob J.
For other people, though, it doesn't just have to be Jay and Tiffany. I think you need diversity in terms of
put Cam Newton with Rob J.
Oh, please, not Tally Card. No, Brandon, not Tally Card.
Yeah. So to Mona's point, I don't know if you guys remember BET football back in the 90s.
Oh, I came through that time.
So
I remember.
So what Timona's referring to, I remember when it was Charlie Neal and
Lombardi
and some other folk. But if you guys remember some of the
Doug Williams,
some of the correspondence that they had on the field was like
George Johnson.
Yeah, I remember Joe. Yeah,
and there was a couple of other brothers that would do kind of.
There was a sister named Nicole Watson, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nicole Watson,
Yeah,
and they
Nicole
would
Watson.
interview,
Yeah.
the fans. They would interview the bands, the cheerleaders. So I think that would be great, But here's the thing, right? I don't think that Jay and Tiffany can speak to the SWAC culture because they don't really come from it. So I would prefer to have
I
somebody
think
that
more
either,
MEAC.
yeah, I would prefer for someone who either came from the SWAC culture, like they went to a SWAC school, or somebody that kind of grew up in that area and they're really familiar with it. We all know Cam Newton. He's from Atlanta, but he had a lot of family from Tennessee State. He used to
Yeah.
attend the Southern Heritage Classic all the time. So I think he's a bit more abreast to that kind of culture than they are.
Yeah.
And
And like I said,
then
team
it's
him up
not
with
even just
Rob
that.
Day.
You need a lineup of shows. It's not just, it's Cam Newton with SWAC game day, but then you also have an after show that doesn't have to be Cam Newton. It can be Rob J and whomever. You have a multitude of people that can contribute so that you have diversity and it's not just two sets of people. I think that's similar to how the YouTube culture is. You have, how many podcasts do we have? Like 20 to 30 different podcasts, and everybody offers something different.
Dr.
A
Kabil.
different. So we're all talking about the same types of things, right? But we all bring something different. And so when I think about that, I think of like the reason why I said Cam Newton is because Cam Newton would bring, he has on his platforms altogether like 5 million people, right? So when you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about being able to bring folks on board when they're selling as a package deal, you'll be able to get the ad sponsorships to SWAC TV, right? Because that's a big headliner who has a lot of following, but then you're able to also immerse all of the other people that contribute.
So
Mr. Ford,
so what we're gonna end up with is Shannon Sharp. That's what we're gonna end up with.
no, we're not.
Why would you
Nah,
say
we're
Shannon
gonna end up
Sharp?
with we're gonna end up with Shannon Sharp.
that door is closed.
Why?
Yes, because y'all don't want Tiffany and Jay. I'm telling you, they should be first. And
Nah,
then you saying,
Mr.
listen,
Ford,
we're gonna end up with Shannon Sharp. He gonna be the voice of the SWAC or something.
Mr. Ford, when you look at ESPN, you do not see only Shannon Sharp. You see 10 different shows. 10 different shows, Mr. Ford.
So we'll end up with Shannon and Ocho Cinco then.
Michael Strahan.
Shannon and Ocho Cinco.
No.
So here's the
Michael
thing.
Strahan.
Nightcap.
I just don't trust ESPN to do it right because they haven't gotten it right all this time. I would more so trust ESPN Go because you got the likes of a Charlie Mill that's been in the HBCU space for like 40, 50 years. And I feel like they've got the right type of chemistry and the production to get it right. But ESPN, nah, I don't see that.
I had to give you all a funny story about what Charlie Neal said in an interview, radio interview. He was talking about when BET started, when Bob Johnson was in ownership. He said he was in the early '80s. Said he was pitching when they were starting sports. He was pitching it to Howard University because BET headquartered there in Washington D.C. Hey, Dr. Kanisha, don't take offense to it. They say he pitched it to Howard, and Howard turned. They felt that they didn't want any part of it. It was a startup. They didn't want any part of it. But what happened? Bob Johnson pitched it to Jackson State, Florida A&M, Grambling, and it was becoming successful, and at Tennessee State. But all of a sudden, he took him. He said it all of a sudden the Howard people getting their feelings about it, and they called BT and asked Bob Johnson. They said, "Hey, you don't have us on BT," and he said, "Wait, hey, you didn't pitch it. Hey, we pitched it to you. You didn't want any part of it." And what happened? I think he kind of made him sweat a little bit, but he ended up getting Howard on BT. I first saw him in the late 1980s when Willie Jeffries was coaching at Howard. That's when I first started seeing Howard on television, watching play football.
One of the biggest BT telecasts was it was Howard versus North Carolina A&T at their homecoming.
Yeah,
At the
I
homecoming,
remember that
it was
game. I
A&T's
remember it.
homecoming. Both of them went into that game undefeated.
Willie
That was
Jeffries
Jay
and Bill
Walker's
Hayes
senior year.
faced each other. Yeah,
Come on, I think it's an
Wake
echo.
up,
yeah, Steve Wilson. Yeah, Steve Wilson. I mean. Yeah, Steve Wilson was
Yeah,
coaching at Howard. Steve Wilson and Bill Hayes.
Jay Walker's senior year.
Steve Wilson was coaching. Bill Hayes was coaching at A&T.
Yeah. They met for A&T's homecoming.
I remember that game quite well. I remember Jay when his senior season. I was just out of high
Jesse
school. I came
Jackson
out of high
was at the
school.
game. It was who at the game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
Them
so
days long gone.
Yeah.
wait. I'm gonna mute the mic to figure out where the okay. So Chuck, I think that's your microphone that's echoing. It just started doing that. It wasn't echoing before. All right. So I'm gonna unmute you so you can speak, but I just muted it so it wouldn't echo. So Mr. Ford, when we talk about SWAC TV and we talk about viewership and we talk about who is our target market, I think that's one of the main things that you have to do. A SWOT analysis, right, Jerome? What are our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and threats? What are our threats? So I think one of the things that we have strength-wise is that we do have at SWAC as a whole, we have a great big base of opportunity for alums to really, really dive into SWAC TV. One of our weaknesses is, would you say, Jerome or Mr. Ford or Chuck, would you guys say that one of the weaknesses is maybe complacency or just not really willing to take risk on innovation?
No, he just answered the question, Chuck. It's a lack of cooperation. Because I'm telling you, when they first pitched the Celebration Bowl, I was in Durham and we were asking people at Central, what y'all think about the Celebration Bowl? And they told us they didn't want nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah. So
that's a lack of cooperation.
It was originally the Legacy Bowl.
The Heritage. Yeah, it was a Heritage too.
No, so when they were pitching this Celebration Bowl idea, the original name was the Legacy Bowl, and all the MEAC teams didn't want any part in it. They basically wanted the, of course, playoffs. But I think to bonus point with respect to, opportunity, it would be more, weakness. It would be unity and opportunity because it's hard to get all 12 SWAC schools on the same page when it comes to telling their story, when it comes to social media, when it comes to branding, marketing. So I think that's a weakness that we've got to get all 12 schools on board to do.
Chuck, do you want to say something?
Yeah, what Jerome just saying. Here we are. We're in 2025. You have to, what you were just saying earlier. You have to take risk on things. People say, "Oh no, we're gonna do it." You can't do it the way you did it over some of you did over 40 years ago. You have to hey, come with some vision here because you're dealing with a different generation here. And like I said, this is 2025, and like I say, you have to take risk and see. It just hey, you say, oh, that's not going to work. You take that kind of attitude, you never get anywhere. You'd be in the same place.
And to Mr. Moore's point, he said that HBCU fans have become very unpredictable with supporting HBCU things. A lot of us has gotten to the point of only supporting what we're part of and trashing the rest, and that doesn't bode well for us. Well said. Well said. I don't know. I like watching all the other games, and maybe that's just because I have a show and I really need to know what I'm talking about, or I need to know which team that I'm gonna troll in the later on in the show. So maybe that's why I watched all the games, because I want to be able to say, Texas Southern whooped up on Prairie View and opened up a can of whoop ass on PV. Like, that's a game that I'm most certainly going to be watching, because I want to see the ass whooping live and direct. I want
I
to see it.
definitely want to see it.
You want to see the ass whooping too, Mr.
I
Ford, or
do.
you
I
think?
just want to see. Like I told you, I'm watching Jackson first, and then my second team is Prairie View.
So
Because I got to see, can they back up all of that?
people in the chat said no Ricky Smiley. She
Wait
said,
a minute, how did Ricky Smiley get into what we talking about?
She said, can we get some eye candy crisp dollar bills for us?
But wait a minute, how did Ricky Smiley name even come up?
Because they're just talking about people who could possibly add something to the HBCU landscape of SWAC TV. Like, we're looking for different people to come to the front,
Well, guys, make sure you cross out Ricky Smiley. I've never associated HBCU sports with Ricky Smiley. Never. Mark him out. Mark Ricky out.
What you think about Ricky, Chuck?
Ricky Smiley went to Alabama State, and I don't know if that's what they're looking at. The fact that he went to Alabama State, and you know what happened? We were talking about SWAC TV, and I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Ford, in your state of Georgia on Thursday evening on ESPN2, I tell you all, they could have had this SWAC TV. I look at some of these high school players. I was watching Buford and Milton High School. They both nationally ranked. Had a young man with Milton. His helmet kept on coming off. Trey Hassan, I think he's a freshman. His helmet kept on coming. He's coming out on plays. The young man is tough. He reminded me of Lamar Jackson. And what happened? They could have shows like that on SWAC TV. Profile, if they could profile some of these high school players. It kind of give a look at them and showing what they were doing. And I see Buford pulled it out 2013. Like I said, both of them nationally ranked. It was on ESPN2 this past Thursday evening.
Yeah, I think we got they national ranked McKeachin and maybe Grayson. Then we got 4 national ranked teams in Georgia.
So I'll just make this statement. I've noticed it, and I don't know, Jerome, if this is a thing, but I've noticed that like Alabama HBCUs are partial to like some of these SEC teams. The Jackson State and me would never.
It's so weird.
Auburn State.
So you saying what? Alabama A&M pushing Alabama?
Yeah, they all do that before. It's
they're talking about Roll Tide.
And War Eagle. And yeah, you won't see that behavior in Mississippi.
War Eagle.
Yeah.
You will not.
It's so foreign. And every Jackson State fan or Alcorn fan that has moved to Alabama for, a job or whatever, they've all said the same thing. It's like the Twilight Zone. Like, they've met folks from all the HBC, like from Tuskegee, Bama State, A&M, et cetera, and they go really hard for those PWIs. And that's just really foreign to us because we don't rock with them like that.
And they don't rock with us either.
Correct.
I ain't never seen nobody let Alabama talk about Alabama State.
Blue Nightingale 1988 said he's a fake Alabama State fan. He kisses Roll Tide's arse constantly, and ain't nobody trying to help Ricky pay for that new baby that he just bought into this world. His old ass needs to sit down somewhere. Wait a minute, he has a new baby? Lord. Yeah, we don't worship any PWIs in the state of not around over here, not on I-55 in Mississippi or 220. We don't do all that. So I wanted to play the songs that Jackson State Sonic Boom of the South did tonight between just a snippet of the upperclassmen and the freshmen, and I need a breakdown on it. Let me see. And as we all know, I want to say that the I don't know if the Sonic Boom of the South is participating this year, but as you guys know, the Celebration Bowl does have the Battle of the Bands. That is like a huge thing. And
So you feel like ESPN
yes,
Man of the Year?
yes,
And don't forget, Grant and them
yes.
stole it one year and gave it to A&T. They stole it
Ooh,
and
what you
gave it to
mean they
A&T.
stole it?
You remember that year they gave that thing? That was the year FAMU and them won the Celebration Bowl. That Friday night they stole it and gave it to A&T. They
Oh, good.
hijacked it. It was Mr. Grant that got it. Supposed to be over the SWAC MEAC challenge and the Celebration Bowl. They were nowhere the best band in that Friday night competition. And he stood right
Damn,
there and
Mr.
gave it to him.
Ford.
Huh?
Can we say allegedly?
He'll put it allegedly, but he hijacked that because he's an A&T graduate and he hijacked that one for A&T.
Oh,
Yes, he
Try to
did.
keep them relevant.
His name is John Grant, isn't it? What's his name? John Grant?
So.
my name is Bennett, and I'm not in it.
Yeah, he did that.
All right. So this is Kalen Hooks. He's a UAPB alum, and he is very integral. I think I'm trying to say that right.
Intricate.
No, integral, meaning
Integral.
he's really, yeah, I said it right. He's at ESPN, and he is responsible for basically the Band of the Year competition in terms of entering folks in. And I think they've already started entering folks into the competition because he has some clips of Norfolk State, of the Ocean of Soul already. But this particular song is Nights by Night by Cameo at the Merge. This is upperclassmen from Jackson State Sonic Boom of the South. So we're just going to listen to a small clip. And then Jerome and Chuck and Jay, y'all feel free to chime in on some things because, like, you know, if the piccolos are getting it or you know, just point it out for us who aren't band heads but know what good music sounds like. All right, Jerome.
All right, all right. That's all. Nights by Night has always been one of my favorite Boom songs to play.
Yeah.
This particular version of it, the middle voices have definitely improved this year. Love to hear the mellophone singing out. Love the articulation of the whole band, but also the trumpet section. I mean, they were amazingly great last year, but this year it's like they've taken it up to another level. But love the cleanliness, the articulation, the execution.
Yeah,
Jay?
I agree with Jerome. Now I will say, well, like the clip, you know, like in the stream kind of like makes the clip sound like a little distorted, but was because I was there in person. it sounded very amazing. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Boom staple tune. If I'm not, is that right, Jerome?
Say it again. I'm
That's
sorry.
from back in the day. I remember that song myself. That's
I was
from
saying
back.
this
That's
is,
from the 80s or 70s, isn't it?
yeah, I was saying isn't this a Boom staple tune?
Oh yeah, definitely a signature song. That and
Oh,
Africana. They also played Africana tonight. Another one is an
Earth,
Earth,
Wind,
Wind,
and
and Fire.
Fire Africana.
Yes, sir. And there's another
That's the
Earth,
one
Wind,
you
and
should
Fire.
have played then. If it's
Hey,
Earth, Wind, and Fire Africana, we need to hear that.
I'm gonna tell you, listen for there's another staple from Earth, Wind, and Fire. You ever heard of a song called Brazilian Rhymes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
oh,
another
Yeah.
one staple.
I
Listen,
remember that.
listen. The people that grew up with me, them 60-year-old folk, we grew up on Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire came into my life. I was about 10 years old. So when it comes to them, we know everything. So yeah.
And you know what's so cool?
Oh wait,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna let Chuck. Chuck, did you have anything to add?
Oh, Cameo, man, that's late in the early '80s. I was a little when that was out by Cameo.
Yeah, I
Hey,
remember
that's some great music. Yeah, Larry Blackman and Tommy Jenkins and Nathan Lefton playing trumpet, and man,
Yeah.
a great group, man.
But
It's great to expose these young
people
people to
got
it.
mad with Cameo because coming into the 80s, they fired their horn section. See, in the 70s, that's one of the major differences between, we talked about this. That in the 70s, it was about how good is your horn section. In the 80s, they fired the horn sections, and Cameo was one of them that did it. And they went more to the synthesizer.
Yeah, that horn
Because
section
they
was
had a
big.
horn section in the 70s.
Yeah, Ohio players had horn
Yeah.
section. That's what you think of, Earth, Wind, and
Even the
Fire.
Commodores,
The
Parliament
Commodores,
Funkadelic.
Parliament Funkadelic, Tower of Power.
Yeah, it was about the 70s was all about horn music.
All
Somebody
right,
has
so
an
I'll
echo.
see if I can find that. Mr. Jerome over there talking about Africana.
Yeah, Africana, please play that.
Oh my gosh. How am I supposed to find that? Like what? Kaylin,
Hey, bro, Jerome, what was it? Was that the album with Reason? What Africana was on what album?
I think there was a reasons.
Yeah, that was called The Way of the World.
Yeah.
That album was called The Way of the World. That came out in 75. Actually, that album turned 50 years old this year.
I wouldn't even know how to find Africana. He said, play Africana. Excuse me? Jerome, was that in the beginning or the middle? Like what part of that?
I believe the freshman played Africana. Jay, am I right? I think it was.
Yeah, I'm actually uploading that clip right now. It's just taking a while, but yeah, I
Well,
do believe
can
that
you copy and paste your information if you guys want to listen to some of these? Jay was at the merge. Alan Darby asked, is Camo Candy, isn't that JSU signature song? Is that what we're Candy by Cameo? I'm sorry.
That's not a signature song.
Nikki.
Signature song.
Is it like Candy?
Yeah, that went number one. That's 1986.
I don't know how I know that song, but I know that song.
Oh, that was number one. That Candy and that album went number one. That was big. That was really
I
big.
dropped a link to my channel, so once the clips upload, y'all can go over there and check them out.
Yes.
Timon,
So
you never heard of Brazilian Rhymes?
Excuse me?
You never heard of Brazilian Rhymes?
Zitty Ryan. Hang on. What did you say? Say it one more time.
Brazilian Rhyme.
Oh, Brazilian Rhyme. No, I've not.
Yeah.
Chuck,
that was Earth Wind, right?
Oh yeah, but Timon,
yeah,
if you wouldn't
I remember
mind,
that.
Could you play a snippet of that from Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah.
Okay, Brazilian what?
Rhymes. RHYMES.
Oh, Brazilian Rhyme. Okay, got it. Okay, Chuck's getting ready to say something. So when I take Chuck off, we can't talk or else it'll echo. So go ahead, Chuck.
Hey, he told the song Reasons. I know you all love that song, but all you all talking about, if these people talking about they want to get married, they said do not play Reasons. You know what kind of song Reasons is? The group members will tell you, do not tell you that, hey, look, that is not a love song. that song means something else. And said people had that for their wedding song. That song, hey, I know this is a show. I know I don't know if Braxton's still up, but this song means something else. It's not about what you think it's about. The reasons when they talk about it's just a charade. You just hear those lyrics. They would tell you, they said that you don't use that for your wedding. It was a one night stand song. The members would tell you that it was. It was.
That was a part. I remember that song.
Yeah.
Man, Reasons was a part. Reasons was on that Way of the World album.
Philip Bailey and Ralph Johnson and Verdine White talked about it. Said people would come up to them after the show, the couple saying they use that for their wedding, and they kind of looked and said, "Wait a minute." They said, "Well, thank you," but they said, "Do they know what the meaning of that song is?" Yeah.
That album turned 50 years old this year.
Yeah.
Brazilian rhyme.
Yeah, we played that my freshman year.
Brazilian rhymes. That's a kicking song. I love Brazilian rhymes. Earth, Wind and Fire. My mother saw him in the '70s here in Monroe, Louisiana, at the Monroe Civic Center Arena. They said she was expecting with me. She said I was jumping around to tell her how much I love Earth, Wind and Fire. She had a lot of their albums. She had many of their albums. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I found a 2016 edition of Brazilian Rhymes. I can't because it'll be too hard for me to like. Huh?
Can you play the Earth, Wind, and Fire version?
How do I even know which? So how do I know it's the Earth, Wind, and Fire version? It's just the Sonic Boom of the South, isn't that?
No, so if you can play Earth, Wind, and Fire, playing
okay.
Brazilian.
Okay. Y'all, it's we finna turn it up a notch, y'all.
Let's turn it up.
But before you play it, y'all drop some quarters in the jukebox.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Brazilian Rhymes. Now, Jerome, can you set the stage for Earth, Wind, and Fire? Some of us, we're just now about it, but we're a little young. Mr. Ford, what do y'all want to set the stage?
I'll let Mr. Ford take that one.
Well, all you got to remember, they were born out of the Ramsey Lewis trio. Maurice, I think, played drums, I think he played drums. Charles Steffen was one of his writers. And originally, when they went to Ramsey Lewis and told them their vision of this group they wanted to form, he told them that was not going to happen, and y'all need to take the day off and come back to work tomorrow. And of course, it did happen. The thing that Ramsey couldn't wrap his head around, Maurice said they were going to be gospel, R&B, pop, jazz, and maybe some African rhythms. And he was like, that's not happening. But if it did happen. Rhythm. Yeah, because he would play something called what was it called? The Columbus? Jerome, wasn't it called the Columbus?
I think the Columbus.
It was like an African instrument. We would say it was percussions, but it was not a drum. It was like these. If you go back to that album with Devotion on it, it's a song where they basically playing the Columbus. But anyway, to be honest with you, for us, to me, my generation, Earth, Wind, and Fire was the most dominant group of the 70s. They were just, they could do it all. They could harmonize, they could sing with music, without music. They could do African rhythms. They could do whatever. Brother Brooks, was that on the one with Be Ever Wonderful?
That's it? I don't hear no
Hey,
drums in there.
that's a Sonic Boom staple. That's a jam right there. When we play that,
Yeah, that
the
was a
crowd goes
classic.
up. Oh yeah.
That's 70s music right there.
I don't know
That's
nothing
70s
about that,
music.
Tiger Nation.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it, man.
I played this song my freshman year in the Boom at the merge.
They said they used to play the hell out of this song. Okay. Chuck, you want to add something?
Oh yeah, I'll add some. Hey, and there's something you all was talking about Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah, that's what Maurice White was playing at Kalimba. He was playing like he was playing a video game. That's what a Kalimba look. It's an African instrument. That's what he's playing. Yeah, that's what Maurice White was playing that thing. And that's why you had heard that sound on those songs. He was talking about. He even did a song about the Kalimba. Yeah, he was playing that Kalimba. That's an African instrument. Yeah.
He had one album they made where they were singing in an African language.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maurice White mixed a lot of things in.
Yeah, he did.
I saw Ramsey Lewis at the Alcorn State Jazz Festival a few years back. He came with a group and he did a question and answer session. I got a chance to see Ramsey Lewis. It was great to see him before he transitioned from his life.
Yeah.
And hey, Tamala, he did a song with Earth, Wind and Fire called "Sun Goddess."
Well, actually, that was his song.
That was his song. Yeah,
that was his song.
That was his song, and what happened? They used they brought Earth, Wind and Fire into it. I think Ramsey gave in to what they were doing. That was his song, and
that was his song.
He did a song back in the '60s when Maurice White was playing called "The In Crowd" when he was a drummer with the trio. The In Crowd was a hit back in the '60s.
Yeah. I saw him a couple of times. I saw him with Nancy Wilson. They came to Atlanta a couple of times, and they gave an awesome concert. It was Ramsey and Nancy Wilson.
All right.
Because Maurice is actually from Memphis, Booker T. Washington High School.
Jamal, what do you want for the bands? What are we talking about here? Do y'all want to listen to Ocean of Soul? You want to listen to a Norfolk State song? Like what do you want me to do?
Well, speaking of Norfolk, did y'all hear that 2028 Jackson State and Norfolk facing off in the MEAC
Atlanta,
SWAC?
right? Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I did too.
The
Do you
Boom
even
and
think
the
that
Legion.
Vic is still gonna be there?
Huh?
Do you think that Vic is still gonna be at Norfolk in 2028?
Man,
know
no,
how well they do.
He ain't gonna be there in 2027.
Well, he's already said now that if he does well, he wants to go on the FBS level. He's already made that known.
We could see them this December. You never know.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that we could have did a classic next year, like
Oh yeah.
Well,
Somebody
that's
said he'll
the
be
thing I was
fired.
going to say. When I was asking y'all the two things, I want the SWAC. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I would like for the SWAC to sign a contract with these NFL teams where we could play. I want us to play a game at SoFi Stadium, the Hoosier Dome, Chicago's professional stadium, and one at the Meadowlands. I want SWAC games at these different locations. Like I think it's great that the SWAC is taking that Jackson State Grambling game to Las Vegas. I'd like to see some more SWAC games go to those NFL stadiums.
So, Mr. Ford and Jerome can attest to this, and maybe even Chuck. There's only certain types of fan bases that's going to be able to participate in that, and sooner or later, sometimes it's kind of like Jackson State fans don't mind one or two games.
No, that's what I'm saying. It don't have to be all Jackson State. I'm saying like I could see, a rotation of Jackson, Southern, FAM, Texas Southern, those bands. Those schools playing up in New York or playing in Chicago, playing at SoFi. Like I said, playing a game out in Vegas. It don't have to be the same schools every year.
Yeah, I think for the Vegas game to be long standing, they're going to have a Jackson State, a Southern, a Texas Southern, believe it or not, or a Prairie View, because
Mhm.
all four of those schools in Grambling, all five of those schools have pretty large contingency of fans on the West Coast that will come out and support.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
think
waiting
they
to
would
see
be
how.
able to get 40,000?
Oh yeah, like if you throw in Prairie View or Tech, look, they historically, Mr. Ford was talking about the Great Migration. They've had a lot of students from California, Arizona, Nevada, Seattle area to go to those schools, and they've got some pretty big alumni bases, especially in LA, among Prairie View, Texas Southern, Southern Grambling, Jackson. Yeah, so any of those schools in Vegas would definitely work. Now, I don't see those Texas schools, bringing 40,000 fans, but they would bring a nice number out.
People in chat are saying that Texas Southern doesn't travel. They wouldn't even go to Dallas for the Southern game.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Texas Southern is kind of like Grambling, meaning like they have a lot of alums out on the West Coast. I know they've got a lot of alums in Texas, but I think when we take the show on the road to those bases where we have a lot of alumni, um, it would definitely draw those fans to come out. Now, as far as in Texas, that's a different story. I think just the culture is different, but they definitely support.
Well, listen, what's the situation with Kevin Granger? Is he still suspended or what's going on?
Who is that?
He's the AD
Who is that,
at
Mr.
Texas
Ford?
Southern.
Oh,
They had suspended him.
Lord.
Is he still suspended?
Lord, Mr. Ford,
Huh?
why are you asking about that?
I'm just asking. Because you're gonna play football, you need an athletic director. Who's the athletic director at Texas Southern now? If he's suspended, or is he back?
And our Bayless, quit being messy in the chat, talking about suspended for what?
Well, do they have an interim?
Listen, is Sticky Fingers still a suspended? Who is Sticky Fingers? Spin the wheel, scratch a lotto ticket. Listen, Mr. Ford, why are you asked that question?
I just was asking. Because I'm telling you, one of the
So
things, if
at
you're
this
gonna have a
point,
great season and all that,
you
you got
cannot.
to have an AD. I mean, the football player is important, the coaching is important, but the athletic director is important too. And by the
Some
way,
of the
Bro
ADs
Jerome,
that are currently in the SWAC are,
you Jacksonians,
we don't know.
if Dr. McClellan go with the NCAA, y'all gonna let Bro Ashton Robinson take over the SWAC?
I know what he's doing. I know what
right,
he's doing.
right.
Being messy, Mr.
Being
Ford.
messy every
First of
night.
all, Mr. McClellan is not
I know.
going
I'm
nowhere.
just look. What they say we're supposed to look ahead sometime, because these
We
people
don't
could
need to
offer
be
Dr.
looking ahead. We're
McClellan.
gonna place our feet right where they at.
Huh?
We're gonna place our feet right where it's at.
Okay.
Who is Fleece Johnson? Ed said Texas Southern AD turned into Fleece Johnson. Who is Fleece Johnson?
Who is that?
So, Mr. Ford, I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
No.
But
Please
Mr.
don't look at
Ford,
me in there.
you do know that I asked that we did ask the AD, and the AD says that they treat AD Ashley Robinson. I interviewed him. He said that they treat him very well at Jackson State, and he's a Jacktown Jew, and he doesn't plan on going nowhere.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you
Here's another
basically
caveat. Here's another caveat. The SWAC office, I don't know if they like Jackson State like that. Just historically, just
But
looking
they ain't got
at.
no choice. Jackson State represent the money. See, if
But
Jackson State is
but
winning, everybody makes money. Huh?
but to your point though, Mr. Ford, like I don't know if you saw the SWAC commercial that they launched during the media day. Timona, you probably saw it, and there was like maybe with Jackson State being the Celebration Bowl champ, SWAC champ, they had like
Mhm.
one clip of like it was like a 2-second clip of a JSU fan, but everything else was like dominated by FAMU, Alabama school, Southern. And a lot of folks on social media were like, where's the Jackson State representation of this? So to me, historically, they don't really care for JSU. They can prove me wrong moving
Wait a
forward.
minute, bro Brooks. Remember now, Dr. McClellan, isn't he a Mississippian?
He is, but I mean,
I
still,
want to say he in Jacktown too.
yeah, I want to say he's from Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chuck wants to say something. Hang
listen,
on. Chuck, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Dr. McClellan is from Jackson. He's a graduate of Callaway High School and a graduate of Prairie View A&M. Yeah,
yeah, that
I've
answers
met
our question right
Dr.
there.
McClellan. Yeah, I've met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not necessarily talking about Dr. McClellan. I'm talking about like the media team from the SWAC office. The outside of Dr. McClellan, it just seems like when it comes to the SWAC refs, the SWAC media team, the SWAC in its totality, they've historically had a bias against Jackson State, just from my opinion.
Well, it didn't
So
help because Jackson winning. Didn't help much.
She says that as a former staff member that it isn't true on the whole. And Jerome, I guess we could probably just maybe look up who's actually doing the editing for these particular commercials and stuff like that, and maybe you'll find your answer there versus them being, you could probably find it in the people who are actually the editors.
Well,
Maybe.
listen to you, Jacksonians. Listen, I got to hit the road early in the morning. Y'all have a good night, and Mr. Mona, will we hear from you Tuesday night? Or Thursday night, or both?
Thursday night is when we got to do the MEAC SWAC challenge breakdown.
Okay. So we don't know about Tuesday?
We don't know about Tuesday, but we do know MEAC because I got to do the what do you call them? The slides.
Oh, okay.
So then I got to get ready for JSU versus Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good night, Mr. Ford.
Okay. Y'all have a good night, man.
Safe travels, Mr. Ford.
And be safe. Yeah. Y'all be safe.
And let us know when you go back to Charlotte, Mr. Ford.
Okay. All right.
They said the refs and the SWAC as a whole has been anti-JSU, and it's real obvious.
I know one crazy.
I know they said that they gave Jackson State a penalty for something, and then they penalized us for something within football, but then they didn't penalize another team.
Yeah, I think what you're referring to was back in 2011 when we had Casey Terrio. But even up to present, when I saw that commercial, that SWAC commercial, I'm like, how is it that Jackson State is a SWAC champ, Celebration Bowl champ, HBCU national champ? You got like one clip, like that's wild, but very on brand.
Chuck, what do you think about that?
Well, that's a great question for them to answer on that one. That's when I was there. I didn't go to Jackson State. Yeah, but that's going to that would cause some questions there. Like I said, that's something that the office is going to have to answer.
Does Hampton have a good band? Does anybody know if Hampton has a good band?
I know they're coming to Jackson.
Woo!
Are they really though?
Ooh.
Are they really?
Yeah, that was confirmed. They're coming.
Oh, it was confirmed.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hold on. How many pieces is that?
Hampton's had some good bands in the past. I remember a guy, he's passed on. Dr. Barney Smart had a great
Yeah.
band. He used to be band director at Alabama A&M, and
Yeah.
before going to Hampton, and the guy that's there now used to be at North Carolina A&T. Dr. Thomas Jones is there at Hampton. He's a graduate at Hampton. He used to be a assistant band director at North Carolina A&T under Dr. Kenneth Ruff. And Hampton's not a bad band. It's about what your taste is, because each band brings something different to the table. Like Norfolk State, your band at Jackson State, Southern, Grambling. My father played in the band at Grambling in the '60s. They bring something different to the table. Everybody's not meant to be the same. You know, like you said, Florida A&M or any of them. I'm just putting names out there. If it's Alabama A&M, Alabama State, or just any of them. They're gonna bring something different to the table. Texas Southern and Prairie View.
Well, I know one thing. Hampton man, I come over here wasting our field.
They gonna be wasting grass.
Wasting grass and wasting the stand.
Wait, Jerome, you think they have leftover money from when North Carolina A&T said they couldn't come?
What?
Well, I'll say
Didn't
this.
Hampton play North Carolina A&T and they said they couldn't come or something?
They did, because A&T ain't got no room.
Oh, I didn't
So,
talk about it.
and I think that's so wild that A&T brags about selling out their homecoming. I mean, it holds like what 25 people in that stadium, Timona. It's like, come on,
G-Ho.
yeah, it's not a big stadium. But as far as Hampton, as an East Coast guy, I'm really happy for them for bringing their band, because these East Coast bands, they really admire the juggernauts like Jackson State, Southern, etc. And this is going to be like their Super Bowl for their band members. When you look online, you see a lot of their band members, even from like Howard and some of the other schools, say that they would love to play against the Boom in the Vet, just to get the experience. So I'm happy that these kids are going to be able to come down to Mississippi. I hate that it's going to be at 2:00 in the heat, but they'll get a chance to experience the Boom and that the I Love culture.
Well, one
And
thing I
maybe
will
they
say
might
is,
move
yeah,
that time slot.
Yeah.
they better come hydrated, very, very, very hydrated. That's all I got to say. Get y'all some Pedialyte.
Somebody in the chat reminded me that North Carolina A&T, that there's a bonfire and they're charging $175 to see
There's a
some
what?
wood burn.
So, you know what I think they did at Timona? Like, so last year, you guys remember, unfortunately, there were a lot of incidents at HBCU homecomings. There was a shooting at North Carolina Central's. I know A&T had some snipers on the building last year for their homecoming. So I think charging people is to kind of like keep away the undesirables, if you will.
You're gonna keep away more than just undesirables.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have just bulked up security.
that's true.
$175. Oh, I mean, we had the Country Boy experience. I want to say tickets were like $10. We didn't have no undesirables last night.
Right. But you know what, Timona, speaking of, I guess, kind of like traditions, did you get an opportunity to see the Tiger Walk candlelight ceremony for Jackson State this week?
No, do you have a small clip of it?
Yeah, let me send it to you.
I saw the one for the freshman welcoming week where they were singing to Keisha Cole, and they had all their camera phones out like this. Love.
You know that song, Braxton?
When you say snipers on the building, do you mean the snipers were protecting people or the snipers were trying to shoot people? Because what is really going on at A&T?
Yeah, we're trying to protect people because, like, I want to say even before COVID, every year at GHO, there was normally like a student unfortunately getting shot and killed after the football game. So this last year, they definitely stepped up security at a lot of their events.
Oh my gosh, that is so terrible. Okay, ooh, I got the candlelight. Let me see. Oh, wow. Nice.
Isn't that dope?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Moore. Wait. I have Chuck muted because he has a echo. So whenever we talk or whenever he talks, we have to be quiet when he's talking. Okay. So Jerome, can you explain this picture, please?
Yeah, I also sent an Instagram link for you as well above that picture. But I was told this is a new tradition, very similar to some of the other HBCUs that have, like, of course, the candlelight passing the torch ceremony or the pinning ceremony. But this was instituted this year, if I'm not mistaken. They asked all the freshmen, I believe, to wear some type of black formal attire. They provided all the freshmen with candle lights, and they walked down the plaza towards the, I believe, McCoy, Rose McCoy. And as they were walking, they were singing. And within the Rose McCoy auditorium, they held the pinning ceremony. So these type of events are to instill a sense of purpose and connection to the institution, a sense of pride, and something that will encourage them, of course, to return. And this is not just a Jackson State thing. Quite a few HBCUs have their own version of this. And I guess it really helps with retention and just school spirit. So really great addition to the JSU tradition.
I'm
Jay,
going
did you-
to play the other piece.
I'm so glad I go to JSU, singing glory, hallelujah. Woo! I'm so glad. I'm so glad I go to JSU. I'm so glad I go to JSU. I'm so glad.
I like this. This is nice. I need a hoverboard. A hoverboard or something.
Sing it loud.
Right.
I'm so glad I go to JSU. I'm so glad.
I'm definitely a fan of new traditions. This is beautiful. That was beautiful.
Oh, this something that was new?
Braxton.
Yeah, I think this is the first year.
Yeah, Jerome said that they just implemented.
Oh,
A&M freshman traditional torchlight was this evening. We welcomed 2,100 freshmen. Chuck, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's great. They're doing that. I know. I've seen videos today. I saw one at Alabama A&M. I see they had a light ceremony, just like Jackson State. I know he said this. Jerome, he said this is happening around various HBCUs.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I took at Howard, Morehouse, Morgan State. I know Alabama A&M does it. But yeah, quite a few schools do it as like a long-standing tradition, just to get the students connected with the university.
Ooh, I love that. That is basically. Oh, Chuck's saying something. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that I can imagine that would build tradition. I remember Morehouse doing that, and that's something you always just talking about. GHO. I went to GHO before the pandemic in 2019. Like I said, wall to wall black folks in Greensboro, North Carolina. I flew there for that, and it's a lot of people. that traffic is something I can tell you all about that, and like I said, but what you were just talking about, the lighting ceremony, that's great. Like I said, yeah, I remember Morehouse doing. I see Morehouse and Spelman doing things like that. They seem like those kind of institutions. It's great that your alma mater is doing it as well, and many others.
Oh yeah. Now, in addition to the bands getting bigger, we're also seeing record enrollment for freshman classes at a lot of HBCUs at South Fort Valley. This is their biggest class. I think Alabama A&M, a couple of other schools. Of course, we saw Jackson State with a really large freshman class. What do you guys think is attributing to these record enrollments this fall at quite a few of these schools?
Record enrollments, I think it's just pageantry. They see the pageantry of HBCUs, and I think that's what that draws people, a lot of young people to HBCUs. You know, you'll have those that want to go to the historical white institution because of reason may have been their majors and all these other things, but there are those that want to be a part of that pageantry at HBCUs that want to attend those institutions. You know, see the things that they can be involved in, and looking at. They just see, like you said, so you're talking about homecoming. They probably see those homecomings and other games. Like you talk about tailgating, see how these people fellowship. You're not gonna see that at a lot of these other schools. They kind of in their own world. And you know, people you might have it at your HBCUs, but the thing about it, you know, HBCUs had, like I said, they had a tradition there.
Yeah, and I also think another thing that attributes to that is, how, the boom has been on a recent, I guess you could say national tour, as you would say, with the Super Bowl, then the Celebration Bowl, and now the Tournament of Roses parade. So I think that also adds, to that as well.
Oh yeah.
For me, I definitely think that the somebody in the comments said it, which is political climate, meaning just the push for a lack of diversity at PWIs, and it's kind of like one of those return back to home type of things. Then acknowledging the impact of HBCU culture, being around it's a diverse culture. So you have Black and brown and minority students that come from all over, and they're introduced to HBCU culture, and it's something in and of itself. Like it's hard to explain, coming from Columbia, Missouri, going to a predominantly white high school, and then being introduced to HBCU culture at Jackson State. You could also say that different HBCUs also have a different brand of culture in and of themselves. So I think it's just basically one of those returning back to roots, because everything else says that we're returning back to pre-1968. At least they're trying.
Right.
Trying to. So in these times, still being able to get that education from HBCUs is good. I do think that we need contingency plans for the housing.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of posts from various students, but housing is a national problem. It is, but we all know that something that happens at a HBCU, it gets pronounced, and folks, I saw a petition just, I think, earlier this week, and it was about the lack of housing being available for students. I know at Jackson State, they just approved for us to, is it continue a lease or lease? Weren't they already leasing from that particular hotel? The one that got approved by IHL?
I think so. I got to double check.
I
But
think it was just a situation, but
I have been told that all the students at JSU have been housed.
okay. And what was the date of that?
That was as of today.
Okay, as of today. Okay, which is good. I did see that some students were, and then this is another thing which I could definitely understand it, which is that some students not being able to stay on campus. For them, they want to stay on campus. They want to be able to look out their dorm room and see the band, the Sonic Boom of the South going down the plaza. You know what I'm saying? That's an experience in and of itself. So we still have McAllister Whiteside that's being renovated. The old Palisades, I forgot what they call it now, the Tiger something. Those are being right.
Yeah, and what's also been open is the one university place that is now housing Jackson State students. So like in bulk. I think it's a great opportunity as we wait for appropriations for new dormitories to be built. It'll be great for us to maybe take the Prairie View approach and get more student apartments around campus. I know that's what has helped Prairie View maintain like around 9 or 10,000 are those student apartments. So that's another kind of space that a lot of HBCUs need to look into.
Right. And they do want, that is a full HBCU experience, being a freshman on campus. I think probably by your junior and senior year, sometimes you are ready to move off of campus at that point in time. But definitely being a freshman on campus in the fall is an experience like no other. And Ms. Shonda says that her son graduated from a predominantly white private school. So attending JSU, he wanted to be a part of his culture. So that's great for that type of experience, right? Being in HBCU culture, it's like no other. Chuck, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was thinking about up here in Monroe, Louisiana. I graduated from high school in 1993, and the school I graduated from a Catholic high school, and in my graduation class, it was 5 blacks in my graduation class, and I went to white institutions, and I was in UL, it was Northeast Louisiana University, and then McNeese down in Lake Charles. And those environments are totally different. The ones from McNeese, being on Interstate 10 in Lake Charles, they go to Baton Rouge when it's Southern's homecoming. They get ready to go to Southern's homecoming, or some of them go. Some of the ones that are from Texas, because Lake Charles is close to Texas. They end up going to Prairie View's homecoming. Those who are from Texas, I remember some of them attending Prairie View's homecoming as well. Yeah, and that's what happened. McNeese had a great football program during that time. Go to the football games, but after that, wasn't anything to do around there in Lake Charles. They had the clubs around there. The club, one's fraternities, or fraternities might have a party somewhere at the club or somewhere and out off campus, but didn't have much going on around Lake Charles. That's what happened. They go to Baton Rouge just to hang out at Southern. Or go to Prairie View.
Okay. And Tamona, I hear it echo. Going back to your point as far as like the variance in HBCU culture, that's so true, because when you look at, let's say, a Xavier compared to a North Carolina A&T, two great HBCUs, two totally different cultures. Jackson State and Morgan State, great HBCUs academically, two totally different cultures. So I would encourage parents to take some tours to a lot of these different schools and identify which culture is going to fit your child, in addition to class size. So I've seen a lot of students that identified being in a smaller type of campus enrollment, as opposed to kind of getting lost in the sauce at a larger HBCU that has like 10 to 15,000 students. So the enrollment of the campus plays a part as well in that student success. But definitely take some tours. That'll be taking place this fall and the spring. There's quite a few HBCU alumni chapters that sponsor buses that take students to HBCU, high school day and some of the classics and homecoming. So definitely reach out to the enrollment office or even some of the alumni chapters to maybe facilitate those trips.
Has anyone ever visited the HBCU located in the Virgin Islands? No, I have not.
I remember College Hill. One of their seasons was at UVI. You remember that?
I think Dr. Kanisha visited down there not too long ago.
Oh yeah, she did. My son has there's a couple of schools on his college application. There's VI Love, Jackson
course.
State University, JSU.
Natchez Seminary, don't forget that one.
Okay, Jackson College. Come on now.
Big D.
Big D, not the little one. So many kids just want to go to a HBCU that looks interesting, trending, think they want to go to Howard when the best school for them may be Dillard. You just have to do better research. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so, okay, yeah, I got you, Chuck. And that's why it's so important for the HBCUs to push this free. It's free in a sense, meaning you don't have to pay for it, which is, I mean, you do have to pay for a videographer, but you can get students as well to basically help promote your university through social media.
You were talking about the University of Virgin Islands. I know Dr. Kenyatta Cavill has been there a few times to visit the campus. I hear him talk about it on his show, and that's and I remember, and with you all bring up College Hill, I remember that show on BET. They did have the University of Virgin Islands, but I know he visited it as well.
Yeah. I wonder if just to the lady's point in the chat, how many parents are really taking that into consideration? Because like you said, there's a lot of kids on TikTok that will see, maybe some content from Howard students or A&T. And I've seen the feedback, a lot of students, they get there and after freshman week rolls down, they're kind of disappointed that I guess the content they saw on TikTok is not consistent. And you can't choose a school based off what the kids say as the vibes. You got to, really take a look at, the course load and how rigorous things are. What's the male to female ratio, the faculty to student ratio? Do you thrive in a small campus setting or a large? There's just a lot of different variables that come into play.
Like the tuition as well.
Yeah, the tuition go up every year. And also, encouraging the students while they're in high school to join some extracurricular activities that can open up a door for scholarships and grants. I mean, I've seen some schools giving out scholarships for choir, so if you see that your student is talented in some way, and it doesn't have to be just band or sports, it could be the 4-H club or some type of STEM club. Push them into some type of extracurricular activity that can open them up to not just the team building aspect and the spirit of core, but also open doors for some grants and scholarships to help pay for school.
Yeah, saying like Beta Club, National Honor Society. What else? They also have scholarships for like what's the other one? I can't think of it, but there's like several scholarships you can get that's not necessarily just based off sports or band. It's just basically like any extracurricular activity, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do they have do y'all at your institution? I see they have it at various institutions. I saw today. I was watching various YouTube today with like Alabama State had their gathering today. Before football season, they had the esports group there on campus. Does Jackson State have a esports program there?
There is
There
a
is a
esports
esports.
type of space at Jackson State. If I'm not mistaken, Jackson State won the esports competition last year. Simona and Jay, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, there is like an esports component there. Um, but yeah, I love to see with the fan fest. To your point, Chuck, how a lot of schools are incorporating not just band and the football, but like you said, esports and they got some type of STEM component, et cetera. So it almost seems like they're trying to get more engagement from the local community. So that's definitely a good look. And Jay, so
Jay, so
respect to
respect.
the merge, what was something that stood out? Like I saw there were a lot of folks from the community there. I saw, of course, a lot of students in attendance. But what was something this year that stood out that you probably didn't see last year or any of the other previous mergers?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Yeah, so just from your experience today at today's merge, what kind of stood out this year compared to last year? I saw there was a lot more engagement from the community because the stands were packed out. There were a lot of students in attendance. What was something that stood out with respect to today's merge?
Hmm. Let's see. I saw that there were like a lot of like high school students who attended this, like, and I can speak to that personally. My high school, well, some members of my high school band, they came and you know came to see the merge because one of our staff members, he is actually an alum of Jackson State and the Boone WT. So he brought the percussion students out there to to the merge to to see the bands, mainly the WT drum line, to basically like give them like insight of like how the boom functions and how they work and everything. And over the last course of maybe about 2 3 years, we've sent at least one or two students up there to Jackson State every year. So I think that's something that kind of stood out to me.
The thing that stood out to me was the social media aspect of it, the promotion, the storylines that they created to build the
Yeah,
hype, and then to see all of those people coming to support and knowing that they are able to. It was a good fundraiser as well. It's something that they've historically done, but they're adding other extra pieces to it. I loved the way that they marketed the merge. I thought that that was amazing. I want to say that I think, is it going to cost 1.3 million for this upcoming season
yeah,
in
I
order?
saw that clip. And he said that the revenue generated today was able to clear, I think, everybody's balances or something like that. It was like really amazing. So I think that's another caveat as to why we should definitely support these students at some of these events. If there is a fee charged, that just kind of goes to show like the revenue that is being generated is going directly to the students in some capacity. And to pay off a student's balance, man, like kudos to everybody that showed up to attend and support.
And I also think that that's one thing that the Sonic Boom of the South can do, which I'm sure that they will, which is even expanding the merge or expanding some of these events to include like big time sponsors, right? Or even, I don't know about
Yep.
you, but I feel like the merge, that's something that could be even a Netflix series in and of itself, is following the storylines of a couple of students and turning that into like a Netflix series.
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that because
And
they
Simone,
basically made a whole trailer. I actually sent you the link to that on Twitter in your DM if you could play it, Tamana.
and Chuck and Simona and Jay, in 2005, my senior year, there was a network called and it was started with a C, and they used to show HBCU based football. Man, I forget the name of it, but anyway, they did a documentary called Dog Days, and it featured the Sonic Boom during band camp, and I think through the first couple of games. If you guys YouTube, it's actually on YouTube, and that documentary actually won an award. But looking at, I guess, everything that is Jackson State, from the boom and the social media, etc., it makes you really realize that we are the blueprint when it comes to fan and alumni, student engagement, just the way that we structure a lot of these events. I would hope that some other HBCUs that are looking to grow their attendance and grow engagement reach out to Jackson State to see what we're doing, because the blueprint that we have is really top tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say that this has the ability to also, if you think about it, you have the Celebration Bowl and the football team in their own right, but you also have this internationally known band who's been at the Super Bowl, who's been at the Rose Bowl, traveling all over and invited to the Macy's parade. I want to say, is it next year? Was it the Macy's parade? I can't remember. But basically, okay, I can go to a Jackson State game for $40 a ticket or $35 a ticket, or why wouldn't I buy season tickets to go see a football team that's been dominating, as well as also a band who's also been dominating. And so here's the trailer that they had. I think they're actually capable of
hear that?
introducing themselves.
That's the sound of something waking up. Not a whisper, not a welcome. It's a warning. Every summer, when the heat hits hardest, they return. Not for fun, not for fame, but for work. The kind that burns, the kind that breaks people and builds beasts. This ain't camp. This is a proving ground. At Jackson State University, we don't just train a band, we forge a force. Each step is history, each note a battle cry. This is the Sonic Boom of the South. And leading the charge, the drum majors, smooth like the Jackson 5. They don't just march, they command. Every eye follows, every yard listens. All stepping like giants who've done this before, and dare you to keep up. This is where the sound becomes a weapon. And while the boom hits, the prancing J-sets come in. They don't follow the rhythm, they become it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They don't just perform, they set the scene. This season, we don't aim to impress, we move to transform. This is more than halftime. It's heritage. More than music. It's a movement. Our steps don't echo, they instruct. Our turns don't impress, they command. We're coming. We aren't just loud, we're legendary. This is not halftime. This is history in motion. not a performance, but a pulse. Because when the boom plays, it's not just heard, it's felt. This is Jackson State University. This is the sonic boom of the South. And this season, we don't just return, we rise. We don't just return, we march. We don't just return, we roar. Get ready. It's time to merge.
Ooh, whoo, boy. If that's not sending shivers down your spine, I don't know what will.
It felt like
I
an
love
Avengers.
that.
It was dope.
And I posted a link to the trailer in the comments.
I feel like they could possibly have even, I mean, just the way that it was produced, I feel like they could possibly produce their own. That might be doing a little bit too much. But I feel like they could produce their own with each series kind of following each section of the band. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like doing one on the sets, doing one on War and Thunder.
Yeah.
Who else you got out there? Silver Street. What else?
You got
What are the
Tower
different
Tower.
sections?
Yeah, you got
Tower what?
Dawson, Tower of Power, you got Source of Power, you got Funky Taunt. Well, is it still funky? I don't know what it is.
Funky
The
Horn.
Funky Horns, and yeah.
Trump Funk,
Silver Street, yeah, so Trump Funk.
Pinnacle
Matter of fact,
Power.
and these sections in the band, they were all kind of formed in the 70s, early 80s. Have a lot of tradition, a lot of history. A lot of folks from those sections have gone on to become professional musicians and be a part of some of these R&B bands that we talked about. In addition to attorneys and medical doctors and educators, just in every discipline, every field. So there was I don't know if you guys remember, was it Peacock or NBC a couple of years ago? They had a documentary on Prairie View Band. I forget the name of it. It was kind of like Alabama State's band's documentary, but the Boom is definitely deserving of a kind of not a reality show, but like a documentary.
I'm excited. I think that those types of documentaries, just giving us a little peek into what it's like to be in the band, and and that's one of those things that you don't have to do it on Netflix. You can do it on SWAC TV. I got you, Chuck. Let me mute my stuff.
Yeah, it's some Jerome was talking about the history of the 70s with Jackson State Sonic Boom in the South. That goes back to that name came in under Harold Halton, but my father's the band at Grambling. The band director at Grambling, at Jackson State was William Davis. They call him Prof. Davis. My father knew him. He was a trumpet player, played with Cap Calloway. Dad knew him. He had borrowed one of his trumpets one time. My father gigged with people from Mississippi. My father's from Tulsa, Louisiana. He knew Prof. Davis and all those other band directors. He knew Sam Griffin at Alcorn. He was an alumnus of Jackson State. Dad knew all those guys, and like I said, Harold Halton. I remember I saw Harold Halton's bands back in the '80s. See, I'll be 50 this year, and I remember Harold Halton and Darrell Taylor and a guy. He's a friend of ours. He got his master's from here in Monroe at the University of Louisiana Monroe, when it was Northeast Louisiana University. Dr. Lewis Liddell. His wife was a graduate of Grambling. Francis Liddell, Dr. Francis Liddell. They were in school with my parents, and Dr. Liddell, when my father was in the band at Grambling in the 60s, Dr. Liddell was in the band at Jackson State. Yeah, they're friends of my parents.
Wow, that's amazing, man. To your point with William W. Davis, yes, lead trumpeter and head arranger for Cap Calloway's bands in Ohio. And when he came to Jackson State, he brought the big band sound to the collegiate world. And so much so that I believe in 1961 or 62, when Jackson State played Florida A&M in Miami, the Miami Herald gave the band its first nickname. They named them the Little Band with the Big Band Sound. And from that, of course, a lot of other bands became, because of his arrangements, a lot of other bands began to kind of mimic those arrangements and that style of play. It just wasn't something that was there in the collegiate space. So yeah, he was definitely a giant among those kind of famous HBCU band directors.
Small world. All that history. And I remember Dr. Jimmy James when he was announcing for the band. You see, he was an assistant under Prof. Davis before becoming an announcer. He was an assistant under Prof. Davis and Harold Halton as well. And then back in the 70s,
in the 60s, also someone by the name of Dolly Robinson. She was an assistant on the staff.
Yeah. My father remembers Dolly Robinson. I heard a lot of stories about her.
Yeah, she passed away actually. But she was definitely a giant, a JSU legend. Absolutely.
That's who the building was named after, right?
Yeah. I believe she retired.
Yep, I had my English classes in that particular building.
Did you ever take a course with her?
No.
Okay. I know she retired, I think, during Dr. Myers' tenure, maybe the second year under Myers. But she had been at Jackson State since, man, I would say, Chuck, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, maybe since the 50s or late 40s, maybe. Yeah, she had been there really.
Yeah. Dolly Robinson goes back. You said like in the 50s and in the 60s. Yeah. Yeah, probably in the 40s. Yeah.
Oh wow. Go ahead, Jerome.
I'm not gonna hold you, but again, there's a watch party for Southern and Central this weekend. I'll shoot you the flyer. Hopefully it's not raining. I don't know what this storm is gonna do. But yeah, definitely come pull up.
Yeah, we have a category 5. I think it went down to category 3. It's doing its own thing.
Yeah.
The only thing that I saw that instead of it veering off it back into the ocean, that it has been going more southwest. The trajectory, they're real finicky about these hurricanes, especially with the way that they've gotten rid of a lot of funding for tracking the model. So, okay. Before we leave out, someone wanted me to talk a little bit about the Cleveland Browns. I seen did the Cowboys win? Did they beat the Baltimore Ravens? Did the Cowboys win? Cowboys won in my book, just because Ed is a Baltimore Ravens fan. No, but the Dallas Cowboys played the Baltimore Ravens today. Damn, they got their ass whooped. Good Lord.
What was
31-13.
Wow.
They lost 31-13. Whoever their backup quarterback is, Joe Milton, I guess he did really bad or something like that. But I just wanted your thoughts real quickly on this statement. Huh? I'm going to put it up there. And you're just going to have to wait until we finish. There we go.
It's just part of it. There's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that. And my job is to compete. And that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but, it's something that I'll get used to and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do. It's just part of it. There's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that. And my job is to compete.
So basically, Dylan Gabriel said that there's entertainers and there's competitors, and what he's focusing on doing is basically competing. He did go back and clarify that he did not mean Shador. He meant that the entertainers are basically the media who spin all these different stories about the Browns, the quarterback room. He did clarify and say that, but a lot of people are saying that he's walked back his comment. What do you guys think? Let me get Chuck's first. Chuck, what do you think?
Well, what Dylan Gabriel just said, think about, yeah, you have to clarify what you're saying because, people these nowadays, you have to, you say something you're not, people might take it the wrong way, thinking, he's going, and automatically their minds are thinking, they're going at Shador, he's picking at Shador. That's not what he probably was talking about. What you just said, Timon. I think that's what he was talking about. But you have to really clarify. You have to, because you have some people out there that get real. They get in their feelings, and you have to really be careful when speaking about these things because things can be taken out of context.
Jerome, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me chuckle because there are people who are clearly intimidated, not just by Shador, but we all know in the NFL, historically, it's been anti-black quarterback, and when some of these other quarterbacks see true talent like a Shador, they think it's their time to do these kind of dog whistle comments. And to me, that seemed very much so like a dog whistle comment. They win? Did they beat Philly?
They did actually win. The Browns defense did a very good job of containing, which I was surprised. The Eagles, they did a good job of containing them. I was impressed with the Browns defense. One thing that I'll say is that today Dylan Gabriel had at his disposal a lot of teammates from the first string, the starters. He had access to starters on the offensive line, starters, which we do know that it is the Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? But he threw an interception, and he fumbled the ball, and the comments that are being made are they both did good. And I'm like, in what world is that both doing good?
Right. Wow.
The Baltimore Ravens, they had to play their first. Ain't that right, Ed? They had to play their first string all game to make sure they get those 31 points. Ed said Gabriel played good. I'm sorry. Anything that you're having a fumble and having a pick six negates all of those good throws to me personally, because if Shador threw a pick six and a fumble, they'd be saying that he wasn't ready.
Thanks.
He said he's definitely was talking about Shador. He just walked it back. I'm excited to see them play next week. James Houston had a huge stop today. James Houston is like, I actually think that he is third downs are just his thing, right? Let me see if I can play that clip. He did so good on it was 3rd and 9, of course. They usually put him out there. I think they put him out there specifically for those types of third down conversions, and he applied that pressure. Unfortunately, overall, Baltimore Ravens was able to score on that play.
And hit as he throws, as Araku picks it up.
So that was good. I don't know if that ended up being a fumble or if they just marked him as an incomplete pass. There he goes, right there.
And hit as he throws.
Good job for James Houston. I'm excited for our college football though. Okay, Chuck, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, James Houston. I said he impressed me. I thought about him when he was at your alma mater. I saw him in 2021. I went to the Orange Blossom Classic that year and saw him and Aubrey Miller, all those guys playing. Had two great defense. I saw Marquise Bell was on the FAMU side, and because I remember that game, I watched Marquise Bell in that game. Sure, you tell Shadur threw a pass during that time, blocked one of his passes in the Orange Blossom Classic. That's why I found out how tough Jackson State. People were looking for the offense. It was Deion's first full season, but found out that they had a tough defense with we had defense coordinator Dennis Durman. Durman brought that defensive pressure, and FAMU had a great defense, and because one of the guys that was on that staff at FAMU ended up becoming an analyst at Purdue. That was on the defensive staff during that time. The next season he was going to Purdue as an analyst, and he was making more money.
I don't know. For me, if you are not protecting the ball, then that's not playing well. If you're not protecting the ball and you're fumbling and you're turning over, you have 2 turnovers, that's not good play.
Do you think that? Do you think they'll keep Shador and I'm sorry, Cleveland, or do you think they'll try to trade him?
I think he brings in too much money for them to trade him, but I do think they're about to play in his face. Which for
That's
me,
what
as you know, they have a decent offensive line, but for Shador, I know he's saying it, but I hope that he's actually believing it, which is I can just sit back and develop behind Flacco, and if it's not my time yet, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Shador, over his course of being in high school and college, he's never had to sit behind anybody. He's always had the starting role. And he's, from what I've seen, we don't know about behind the scenes or at home, but he's been able to hold his own, and he's basically proving every chance that he gets to get on the field, he's proving why he belongs. So I believe that next week there's a possibility that both of them play. I don't know. I feel like Dylan Gabriel's going to say his hamstring is messed up and he's going to get the shadow of a doubt. You'll just have Shador playing again and Huntley. I believe they're going to keep him. Start Flacco. Flacco might last 5 or 6 games, maybe. His contract, I want to say, is guaranteed. Trade Kenny Pickett and rock with the rookies. Even Deshaun Watson tried to get up and start running around after Shador's performance. Now, to the point, the Panthers do have the worst passing defense in all of NFL. And they lost. I want to say it was like they had 3 points today. The Panthers are not good.
Oh, wow. They played today? I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Panthers lost to the Texans. They scored 3 points.
Chuck and Tamara, it was crazy after that game. There were so many Panthers fans that said they wanted Shador in Charlotte. It was interesting is I don't know if you saw both him and Bryce on the field at the same time. The size disparity. I didn't know Bryce was so little. And
he's like another Dylan Gabriel. He's so small.
He's like 5'10", right?
Yeah,
it's
he's
crazy.
Dylan Gabriel's height. And that's the thing, like you wouldn't even think that Shador was really that tall of a quarterback, if we're really being honest. But I don't want Shador in at the Panthers because the O-line is shaky. The owners are terrible in terms of getting him the talent that he needs. I say stay at Cleveland. I like the Cleveland's defense.
Yeah.
This is preseason, people. Most teams aren't playing starters. Mr. Moore, some of those starters did play. Now, let's not act like they wasn't playing. They definitely were playing. Bro, you don't have to generalize when making a statement showing your bias. Nobody's showing bias. You guys are making up excuses. Even if they didn't start, a celebration or a Super Bowl team is a Super Bowl team, right? Chuck, did you watch the
Which one? The Browns and Panthers game you're talking about?
No,
Oh
the
yeah.
Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I just saw the highlights. But no, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the highlights of it. I was watching some of these games before coming on with you. I watched the Giants and Jets. I was on NFL Network. I just didn't have anything to watch. You know what happened this summer, Timon? I've been watching, because you're waiting for football season. I've been watching, the comedy baseball of Savannah Bananas and all the other stuff. Now you have football. I needed some entertainment there because they've been hitting all these cities. They even had more people at the Panthers Stadium than the Panthers draw at the game. The Savannah Bananas fill that stadium with comedy baseball.
Panthers get those tickets are getting ready to go buy one get two free.
Yeah.
We don't want him in Detroit either. I want him right where he's at with the Cleveland Browns. Just stay where you at with Flacco. That coach is probably not.
Finally decided to upload a video.
Finally. So it's uploaded. So is it premiering now?
Oh, I didn't put it on Premiere. I just put it as a public upload.
Why you didn't premiere it?
I don't know.
Okay, everybody. So we're getting ready to get off, and we're gonna head over to Jay's site and go look at his premiere of in case you guys missed it, the premiere of The Merge. Sandals will start by mid-season, but y'all are so emotional. Ed, you're a troll, okay? You are a troll. Sounds like you took my comment as something about Shedeur, which has nothing to do with it. Y'all are talking about who won and who lost. Preseason is about who will get cut and who will not. So, no, I didn't take it like that. Basically, what I'm saying is, like, everybody's like, oh, it's a wash. It's just a preseason game. I feel like sometimes the preseason game definitely has a forecast for the future. I know for the Panthers, it's not looking too bright. But the Panthers been sucking, so maybe that's why I'm saying that. The Panthers.
So I want to clarify the link I posted. That was actually a clip of one of the songs that they played. But
okay.
I do have them marching out. That's under the live tab. If you want to watch that, also.
Can you copy that link? I'm getting ready to go to it after we get off, which we're getting off now. Ed, you're a troll. Everybody, Ed be trolling those folks with. I can't control them. They're I got you, Chuck. I can't control it. Like, I'm gonna post videos of Shedeur. He's a 2-time SWAC champion from Jackson State. I was cool off of him. I'm not posting Colorado clips. I'm an HBCU channel. Why would I be covering Colorado? I wouldn't do that. But now that Shedeur is no longer at Colorado, I'm absolutely covering him. And Ed be in there trolling those folks because some of them are kind of like cult-like. I'm not cult-like, but they get real emotional. And Ed goes in those comments trolling them. I'm trying to let folks know Ed is a Baltimore Ravens fan, so he automatically doesn't like the Browns. And I'm not going to stop them from coming over here, Ed. So you just keep arguing with them in the comments. All right, Chuck, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Before you get off, I was going to say, one of them everybody, I know Dave. He's a North Carolina A&T alumnus. He was saying he covers Carolina Panthers. I think he does the insider for Carolina Panthers, and I want to hear what he has to say about that Panthers situation and what you just said. I want to see what he has to say as well, because that's what he covers. He lives in Providence, Rhode Island. Like I say, he's an A&T alumnus. He's from South Carolina, but he does the Panthers thing. I just want to hear what he has to say on these things.
It would be interesting to see what A&T Dave has to say, but I'm sure he's saying the same thing that he says about his college team. It's probably the same thing that he's saying about
Beating up the
the
Blacks.
no, the other one. What are they going to be,
Oh,
Jay? What are the Panthers going to be this year? Somebody help Jay nephew out in the chat. What does A&T Dave say that his team is always going to be? And Mr. Ford be making fun of it.
oh,
You know what it is, Chuck?
Huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. He says they're going to be competitive. He's probably saying the same thing about the Panther.
Oh, wow.
They know they was wrong as hell for drafting a 5'10" quarterback.
5'10".
Yeah, that's about how. Yeah, that's how those guys are short.
Oh, Edwin Moore says he's not speaking highly of Carolina. So for them to want Shador to go there, Shador does not need to go there. Any last thoughts? Chuck, do you have any last words?
Well, I know week 0 is around the corner. I know you all will be going out to games. Please take care of your health and also be safe in many ways. Just be safe because things are prone to happen so quickly. And I just found out one of the podcasters on YouTube. He talked about himself in Atlanta. He said he had a blackout. He was there for a conference and had a blackout, so he was all bruised up and he said he said he was going. It was in Atlanta. He said going up to his hill. He got a backpack. He said he just. I think he lost his balance, and he said he blacked out. And he said he woke up and he heard sirens that he had Atlanta police and others around, and I'm happy to know he's okay because he said he'd give him a chance to get himself together for football season, and because he said things just happen so quickly, and just like I said, just everybody just take care of yourselves because each day is not promised.
Thank you for that, Chuck. Nephew, you got a last word?
Subscribe to the channel. Just uploaded a clip, and I have 2 more on the way. They should be up in the next. Well, it's probably gonna be after midnight by the time they upload. But for all the
Put
night
those on
owls,
Premiere. Put those on
for all the
Premiere
night
and premiere
owls,
them tomorrow. Huh?
Oh, nothing.
You can still
But
put
I
it
was
on
just saying,
private, even
yeah, I was just
while
basically
it's
saying,
uploading.
subscribe to the channel. I got more uploads on the way. And I wanted to say to Miss Natasha, I saw you posted in the chat. Happy 50th anniversary to Silver Streak.
Happy anniversary.
And
Can you explain to the rest of the chat what Silver Streaks is and the Piccolos? What is
that's
that?
the name of the piccolo. That's the name of the piccolo section in the Sunny Boom.
The Piccolo section is called Silver Streak, y'all. For those of you that don't know the different sections,
Yep, founded
the
1975.
Piccolos for the Sonic Boom stuff. Okay.
And then, of course, my section, TOP
and
Power, 1973.
what does that stand for? Tower what? What does that
Tower
stand for?
Power. No, after the jazz group.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
May the Lord watch
Between me and thee.
between me and thee. Okay, while we are absent.
One from another.
One from another.
It's officially football season. Starting next week.
Next week.
Right. Yeah.
I will see you guys back here on Thursday. I'm not gonna promise a Tuesday. Y'all be wearing me thin, honey. Whew. I don't
It's
know.
officially
I
war
gotta start
time.
doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm trying to take break before next week, because after that is straight football. But I will
You
see you
might
guys
see a meme.
definitely.
You might see a meme on Twitter in the next couple of minutes or so. It's wartime.
All right, it's wartime, y'all. Let's get the beef started. The real beef, not the fake beef.
You all take
Good night,
care.
everyone.
And,
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for coming on, Chuck.
Always great conversing with you. You all take it. Be safe wherever you are.
Night. Ed, can you please stop trying to have football dialogue in the chat when you be cutting up on those folks underneath those folks' comments? Just
what's
saying
going on in the
anything.
chat?
Yeah, he said
Hold
he
on.
wants Gabriel to do good. Waiting
want
for the
Gabriel to do
next
what?
post to troll. Huh?
I said, what's going on in
I'm
the
not gonna
chat?
post nothing else, y'all. Ed over there clowning. Mr. Ford was being kind of messy tonight. Did you see him trying to get it going?
He said something
Asking
about
them weird
what he say about that one thing. What was that? I forgot what he said. I forgot what he said. I'm about to
Who is
rewind
Fleece
this.
Johnson? Who is Fleece Johnson?
No, I'm not going to tell you that. No,
I don't know.
do not look that man up. Please don't.
Can somebody in the comments before we get off tell me who Fleece Johnson is?
No, Timona, no.
Ed made a comment, and I don't
No.
know who that is.
Have you ever watched Boondocks before?
Do you know who it is, nephew?
Yes, I know who he is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no, do not look that man up.
I don't know.
Have you watched the
I'm the
Boondocks
Adrian
before?
Crook when it comes to
Timona?
I don't know anything about Fleece Johnson. Oh my God. Never mind, y'all.
You watched the show called the Boondocks before, Timona?
Okay, I got it, Jay. I got it.
Yes,
I want it and
yeah.
I need it. I need you and I want you.
I like you and I want you. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I like shit. I want you got
Okay, time to go to bed. Have a good night, y'all.
what's wrong with you?
Have a good night.
Yes.
Good
Now
night.
I gotta go.
Good night.
I've had
Good
some
night.
good days.
Y'all better go to church in the morning.
I've
Repent.
had some hills to climb. Yes, it is time to close live. I cannot believe he said, "Oh God." See, y'all.
I've had some good days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. The clouds hang low. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord. Lord, why so much pain? But He So I'm just so